We wanted to establish a place where people could hear the gospel and it could go forward within Malibu Village. A lot of the families, we've seen families come into the church, we've seen families come to know the Lord. A lot of children have come to know Jesus Christ personally and have been discipled and grown in their faith.
Teaching here in this community, the need for Jesus is strong. And we want to be that beacon of light, beacon of hope to the community.
Over the years, it has become more ministering to the community. So there's less families from the church whose children attend here and more families from the community that are sending their children here.
We want to make much of Jesus Christ at our school. That's our aim. That is our goal. That is first and foremost.
We wanted to establish a place where people could hear the gospel and it could go forward within Malibu Village.
Kurup Christian School, when you look back in hindsight, it was like a breath of fresh air. It was a blessing.
Having chapels on a Wednesday, getting pastors to come and speak to the students so that they can be grounded publicly in order to build their lives.
The teachers are looking not just to teach the kids how to read and write and do math, but also how to grow in their understanding of what it means to be a servant of the Lord. The most important thing for me is where are you in your walk with the Lord? And when I see somebody who's walking with the Lord and maintaining a good testimony, it's obviously what you hope for.
The reason why each and every one of us has been placed at the school is to make much of Jesus Christ. We are put in this community to do the right thing. And that is when I believe that people will be drawn closer to God and that we can eventually and ultimately make much of Jesus Christ.
And I've just seen a lot of growth spiritually in the kids. I've seen difference made in the families. I've seen students who've now come back to teach at the school, who once went to the school. I've had kids that I taught, I'm not teaching their children. And so it's a blessing to see their involvement with the church, them coming into the Lord and then growing in their faith.
And I've seen the fruits that come from teaching Bible amongst the kids and even amongst the staff members at the school.
It's just a very good quality curriculum. It's really way above and beyond what the public schools are doing.
We are advanced. Our reading program is, I would say, even some of the Cambridge schools, our reading program blows them out of the water.
We just took what's called a systemic test, which they do in the 6th grade, to see the difference between your school and what the average is. And our pass rate is like 100% in language, it was 90% in math, whereas public school would be 50%.
The existing space that we use at Community Baptist Church is not sufficient. Last year already, we ran out of space, and we had a family in our church who graciously made the premises available to us to rent. We're hoping once we can expand and build on, that we are able to reach more of the need in the community. Originally, we took on 10 per grade, but in order for the school to be financially sustainable, we've had to take on 20 per grade.
We are so restricted at the school, and that is why we need to have God intervene here, because the school is bursting at its seams. We need at least four more classrooms, but with that comes raising funds.
The setback at the moment as to why we can't all be here, we have not raised the full budget needed to fully execute the plans that's been approved by the City Council.
The outstanding amount that we still need is $150,000 to $200,000, or about 3 to 3.5 million rand. What we're looking at doing, which is really exciting, once we get the funds, is we're gonna knock out this wall, we're gonna come out to here, we're gonna have 2 big classrooms at the bottom that can have 25 kids. We're gonna go up a 2nd story, And we're going to have 3 big classrooms on top, going all the way to the middle of the building there. And we're going to have extra bathrooms which are needed for the kids. So it's going to more than double the capacity of the school from right now about 80 that we can fit to about 150 to 160.
It's actually all in God's plan. Maybe we'll have to rent the building out for another year or 2. Hopefully it doesn't come to that, but we're definitely hoping to start building soon, provided that God provides for our school.
Thank you so much for taking the time to hear about our project and our school and hear about what God is busy with here in South Africa. And thank you for those who've already been a part of it, and we hope that more of you will want to be a part of our school. Also, come on, see us, come visit us, come teach at our school. We need more teachers, we need more missionaries. The harvest is plenteous, but the laborers are few.
A huge thank you to our sponsors, people who donate towards the school. It is just a blessing, a true blessing that God does provide. You have provided abundantly for the school, and we will not give up serving God. We also won't boast in our own strength, in our own actions, but we will live with our hearts, proclaiming Jesus Christ.